Hey guys, how's it going? It's another Thought Time with Will. Normally on Thursdays or Fridays I would normally do a story time, but I really just want to give you my thoughts real quick, real brief on something. A lot of people know today the Bill Cosby case came through, and Bill Cosby was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault. And so as a result of that, they're talking about a sentence of about 30 years, 10 years for each penalty. And so, of course, a lot of people in the media, of course, are talking about, oh, justice has been served. And I want to go ahead on the record and say, first of all, before people get too far in this video, I do want to go ahead and let you know, I do not at any point condone any of the things that Mr. Cosby is accused of. I do not condone drugging women. I do not condone sexual assault. I do not condone, situations where women are being taken advantage of by anybody. I also don't endorse men going through the same issues. And there's a reason I want to specify that. The reason I'm specifying that is because sexual assault happens on both sides. So that's it. That's really all I'm going to say about that. But here's my counterpoint, okay? So Bill Cosby ends up getting sentenced. And I know at this point, he's not, quote, going to jail yet. At some point, there's a couple other things going on. I do believe I heard somewhere that the lawyer is trying to appeal the process to maybe have him under house arrest for that period of time or whatever, as opposed to him actually going to jail. But they are pressing for the full, total time, which looks to be about 30 years. Because they're saying you've got three offenses at 10 years apiece. If I'm not mistaken. Now, if I am, correct me down in the comments. But anyway, now here's the thing. I'm going to bring up a name. I don't want to go into Bill O'Reilly or Howard Weinstein or anybody else. But I want you to think about something. Brock Turner. Brock Turner was a young man who was at the University of Stanford, I believe. And he ended up having a young lady knocked out and raped her, and had three cases against him for sexual assault, one including sodomy, by the way. And he was not only in this situation, he got caught by two other students. Two other students caught him in the act. He got arrested. He got tried. Same situation. But because the judge felt like it was too much to deal with him, because, quote, he had never committed a crime before, and they didn't feel like jail would do him well. They sentenced him to 6 months in county jail. Okay, so let's think about that for a minute. County jail, suffered 6 months in county jail, and then only served 3 months of that. And of course, yes, he has to go to Ohio. He had to go to Ohio, go home, and then he under house arrest probation for 3 years. And then in addition to that, he now has to register as a registered sex offender. Now, here's the thing. Two people. One with multiple cases that are brought against him 50 years after the fact. And the other one was caught red-handed doing the same thing to one person. But Brock Turner spends 3 months out of 6 months in a county jail. Bill Cosby, meanwhile, may have to spend the next 30 years in prison. Don't tell me that the world doesn't see color. Don't tell me that the world doesn't see money. Don't tell me that the world doesn't see these things. I'm putting it out there as a thought. Okay, it's really weird, the timing of when all these cases, quote, came out against Bill Cosby as he was in the process of wanting to buy NBC. And all of a sudden these cases and allegations came up, and over time they eventually swelled. The Me Too movement started, and now we have Mr. Cosby found guilty in this case. And I'm just going to say, and the reason why am I so passionate about this? Why do I care? Growing up, Bill Cosby was a hero of mine. He really was. I watched Picture Page. I actually probably drew a lot of stuff off of Picture Page, to be honest. For those of you who know me, I draw a lot. And so it just blows me away. I watched Fat Albert growing up. I learned a lot of life lessons from Fat Albert. And then when I got older, I watched The Cosby Show. And, you know, Bill Cosby has been a part of my life. I owned multiple times Bill Cosby himself DVD. His comedy was clean. It was unique because it didn't feel like, you know, I had to hide it, you know, like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, different people like that, who I also Red Fox, a lot of different people I listened to growing up. But the difference was that with Bill Cosby, I could let my grandmother listen to it and it was cool. So I guess at the end of the day, what I'm ultimately saying is this. You got two people, two different ages, going through the same crime. One, you know, is looking at 30 years in jail, which you probably won't live to see half of that. And people are going, yay, justice. On the other side, you've got Brock Turner, who, while he was very young, took advantage of a young lady at a college campus and spent 3 months in jail. Just, these are my thoughts. I want to hear yours. Anyway, guys and girls, I greatly appreciate your time with this. And I hope to hear from you in the comments. I really do. As always, above all else, be blessed and be a blessing to somebody, guys.